Yeah, hi, it's the 11th of March 2018, tiny bit after 10 a.m. As usual, I start my videos with the disclaimer that I'm part of the camp of mgtow, who are each made up of guys who are each individually going their own way, as opposed to the other camp, the other main camp, of guys who are going together as a group. We are the renegades, and we'll probably get absolutely nowhere, but we're having a good time doing it, or trying to anyway. I've been thinking about what happens when the fairy dust wears off all of this. I think it already is. It certainly is for us. I think it's a matter of time. Like recently, we've just had the wife of an ex-prime minister publicly state that men are being taken for a ride. The word got around very quickly. She was on television and what have you, and she's really saying men are being taken for a ride. She was probably told to say it by the Prime Minister because he's a real man's man. Okay, and he very intelligent guy, but he can see the writing on the wall. Everybody can. But I think in Australia we just needed somebody to actually come right out and say it. It's just a load of claptrap. We had a previous opposition guy that looked like he was going to be Prime Minister for a while, but fucked it at the last moment. I can't remember the detail, but he just said no, the domestic violence is a load of rubbish. But he was shouted down by the media. But it seems to be, I don't know, it seems to be waning. I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world, but here in Australia it seems to be waning, and it's almost as if people are trying to pretend it never happened. I'm afraid that's never ever going to happen with me. Okay, there's too much damage done. Too many people have been hurt, and there's just too much water's, well, not enough water's gone under the bridge for my liking. No, this is which makes me think, what is going to happen when the fairy dust goes, and when it wears off, and people wake up and say, no, it's just nonsense, it's rubbish. Can we all pretend that nothing ever happened? I don't think so. I think we've actually moved on to a whole new paradigm. In all honesty, I don't think there's any other way of putting it. Particularly for us mgtow, even if we're only individual mgtow. I don't see myself going back to society and fitting in as if nothing ever happened. I can't do that. At this stage, it's look. It's one of those things you don't know, do you? Like I live right outside society now. I mean, I know how you guys are thinking. I know if I say something, I can sort of gauge how you're going to react. We're a community, all right, and I've got to fit in with this community. Although I'm not part of the other camp, I still have to respect them and what have you. And I've got no problems with that. But I understand our community, but I don't understand the broader community, the mainstream community, the offline community, if you like. And I see people walking by, and I don't know, I don't hear as much laughter as I used to. I certainly don't hear any singing and dancing and whistling around here. Quite a few people live in the nearby area, but not a great deal of happiness. But I don't know what they're thinking or what the mood is or anything else like that, because I'm quite separate. I don't know. I've got no idea. Whether there's just this general ill ease with the whole situation or what, I can't gauge the general population's mood because I simply don't talk to them. I tend to spend most of my time talking to very angry men who couldn't give a fuck what people think. They're just very, very angry, and I can't blame them. I've been angry for the most part too. I'm getting out of it now, thank goodness. It's taken a long time, and I've had to do other things. I had to find other interests, to stop me dwelling on it, to stop me focusing on it. Because I think this is what the narcs want. They want you upset. And it's to keep you down. Is it? I don't know what it is they're trying to do. But the one thing you have to remember about narcs, okay, and this is important. that they can't create anything. They can only destroy, or at least maintain somebody else's creation. Alright, so if somebody creates something, yeah, they're the security guards, and yeah, they police the people, the visitors to whatever it is, that's the narc. Yeah, they can't actually create anything. They can copy, very good at copying, but they can't come up with something new and create a whole new world. And I think this is what I was saying in my mgtow world strip. And I'll put a link to the description to that again. This is what I say there. Yeah, we have actually, a lot of us have had to create new worlds online to escape. Yeah, so that's. So I guess what I'm saying is that, yeah, it doesn't really matter if the fairy dust wears off because we've gone. I know I have. So it doesn't matter. It's just what, you know, they're, as far as I'm concerned, society's back in 2013. It hasn't shifted in my mind. You know, time tends to be contiguous in your mind, doesn't it? And it's 2018 online, but in real, in modern, you know, just normal society, yeah, for me it's 2013. Nothing's changed. You know, my dealings, sum total, my personal dealings offline would amount to no more than a couple of weeks all up. You know, conversation here, there, yep, because I just, yeah, they're there. It's like I'm in the Matrix, you know, just walk, you know, the crowd's there and I'm walking through it, and, you know, it's not real anymore to me. Yeah, so for me, I don't know what's going to happen there, but yeah, I think we've moved into a new paradigm. At least I certainly have. And this is part of it. And look, a very enjoyable part of it. You know, I'm not unhappy. This is a way of socialisation for me. This is a way to contact people. I chat to a lot of people on this channel, and then, you know, I've also got friends on Pal Talk. I've got more friends and more people I talk to and associate with than I've ever had, ever. You know, it's my social network is just exploding, booming. It was not even possible in real. You know, to be limited to a few people around here, and we're not even similar in any way. So yeah, I think the changes are going to be profound. I think they're going to be more profound than people can imagine. I think they're going to get. I think the system will get a lot of unintended consequences out of this. Whole new things are going to start developing simply because we've been forced to. You know, we have a problem. Well, I do. I can't socialise, you know, or exist in a world where everybody I meet is basically a pain in the arse to me, telling me what I've done wrong, and, you know, and I've got to live in fear that, you know, I might say the wrong thing and actually go to jail. I don't want to live like that. Who wants to live like that? But that's what they've created, and that, yeah. But in this case, they've, yeah. Yeah, they have created something. It's not good. It's sort of like a negative creation. I keep drawing the comparison between the 1990s and early 2000s, but 1990s particularly, where we had, you know, the explosion in computer technology, IT, and the number of programs, you know, software that came onto the market, and electronic devices and gadgets. It was just a boom. It was, and then this has come right on the back of it. It's like, now, okay, you've had your go, now we'll have our try. It's our turn now. Yeah, my Godfather. So we've gone from this really exciting, wahoo, look at this world, this new world that we're creating, back to this. You know, and it's sort of like, at about the 1300s, I suppose, BC. It's about that level. You know, at a time when you would expect things to be, you know, we should really be getting our act together now with, you know, interpersonal relationships or whatever. Couldn't be worse. I doubt very much they've been worse in history, the relationship between men and women. Yeah, so I mean, as the fairy dust wears off us, you know, it's not something. I don't think we have to stand on a street corner and, you know, take videos of, of us having it out with women and anything. No, I think it'll be just a look, or an ignorance more than anything else. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, you fucked me over, good. Can we just do whatever we've got to do? And I want to fuck off out of you out of your orbit. I don't want to be there. I think I know it. They're going to sense it. They know that they know it's bullshit. They know they're scammers. And if they don't, they're a fucking idiot. But they all know it, and now we know it. And so we're living in this world where with a whole bunch of scammers, and we know it, and they know it. Everybody knows it. And somehow we have to move forward. I don't know how it's going to happen. I think it's actually it's I don't know. I mean, none of us can pick the future. Nobody can. You know, but my God, I think this is almost impossible to pick in a lot of ways. You know, because it's not even as if I can't even, you know, not actually, you know, when I say none of us can pick the future, yeah, sometimes it's, like you can see what's happening with debt. I mean, eventually, you know, it's going to fall over, and you know, which sort of makes me think, you know, people keep saying, you know, waiting for society to collapse, but you know, I think in a lot the narctum is collapsing. Yeah, I think that's it. The fairy dust is wearing off. Yeah, that's collapsing. Their empire, if you like, is actually already collapsing. You know, as soon as you don't believe it anymore, it's like Bernie Madoff. As soon as people didn't believe him anymore, that's it. All over. Game over. Yeah, because there are no new subscribers. There are no new contributors. That's it. It collapsed, and I think that's what's here. I might do another video on it at this point, but yeah, I think this is where it's, you know, where it's collapsing. I don't understand it because, you know, I can't draw a complete analogy between, say, what happened with Bernie Madoff and what's happening here. But yeah, it's the same principle. Once you no longer once the fairy dust wears off, once it loses its power, once it no longer bothers you, then they have no power. There's nothing they can say. There's nothing they can do to hurt you, and they have no sway over you. So what happens then? I think this would be worth doing another video on, at least, you know, and try and draw some sort of parallel between that and that. I don't know. It's interesting though, isn't it? I mean, I'm convinced we're going through a paradigm shift. And we're somehow moving into this whole new world, willingly or otherwise. But I can't see myself going back to that. I mean, what I'm going to do, pick up and where it was? I don't want to now. I've moved on. I'm having too much fun doing this to begin with. Nobody's in the real world's going to understand this. They don't. I've told a few people about it, and they sort of look at me blankly like, huh? I say, yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. Get a lot of energy from it. What? Talking about. I don't say that, but that's what they're thinking. It's like, we just don't understand your world. And I said, well, yeah, no, it's new. And I don't want to go, why would I? It'd be like me throwing out my computer and saying, no, fuck that. I don't want a computer anymore. I don't know. Just go back to, you know, get a plug-in phone. Talk to your friends on the phone. Yeah, try that. Or go, you know, let's reinstate the old, you know, boxes. You know, you had an A button and a B button and you put coins in there. Hello? Okay, good talking to you. Bye.